Perfect. 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 What is going on, everybody? I go by RB, and this is Philly Take with RB. You guys know what to do. Go ahead and smash that like button for me. Hit the subscribe if you're new, and ding that notification bell so you're instantly notified whenever I upload or go live. Today, we are back talking some Sixers, and last night I took it upon myself to go ahead and listen to Danny Green's podcast, one of our newest Sixers, who runs his own podcast called Danny Green Inside the Green Room. Has it on YouTube. I'm going to leave the link in the description down below. An awesome listen. I think it was like 30 minutes. Really gave a lot of detail, a lot of, specifics in the life of an NBA player. He talked about the whole trade process these past couple months. He talked about coming to Philly, what he expects with Simmons and Embiid, a whole bunch of stuff. And first and foremost, what I can say is that I'm excited to have Danny Green here. I think he is being slept on a little bit by a lot of people. I know he didn't have the best year this past year. He's had some trouble in the playoffs, but overall, what I can say is that Danny Green, he is well spoken, he is confident, and at the end of the day, this guy's going to have a career, whether it's in podcasting, radio, whatever, beyond his NBA career. He's 33, he's getting up there, but hopefully he can still play for these Sixers. But what he was saying in his podcast last night, it was just such a breath of fresh air. Listening to a confident veteran. Danny Green made a couple bold statements that really caught my eye. The first one, as you can hear, is this.
I have team expectations, and I expect, well, I hope if we stay healthy and stay together, I know we can do some great things. So my goals or expectations is to have 2 or 3 All-Stars this year, two guys, if not 3, on a defensive team, whether it's first and second, at least 2 guys on a defensive team. Guys having the best career years and winning games. We're only playing 72, so it'd be nice to win 50, 50 plus games. And, we got to at least get to the Eastern Conference Finals. There's no way or shape or form excuses to lose in the first round or second round with the talent we have.
Look, we heard Doc Rivers talk the past couple days. We've heard other players on this team, but what I do know is that we have needed that veteran, that glue guy, since JJ Redick left. And the way Danny Green holds himself, the way he holds others accountable, yeah, it's going to take some time to get into the groove, but I really think that Danny Green is going to make a quick presence, just really make a quick impact on this team from the first few days. Even today I went and listened to Danny Green's first press conference with the Sixers media, and just the way he was talking about different guys, about Ben and Joe, and just this team, talking about he liked the energy, he liked the up-tempo kind of just mindset, he liked the way that this team is holding themselves right now, and he seeks a lot of the young talent on this team and is going to help them, he's going to teach them, because guys like Danny Green and Dwight Howard, who played with LeBron and AD last year, Danny Green's been around to a different championship teams, right? By the way, his podcast started 2.5 years ago, I found out, and ever since he started that, he has not won a championship. So look, whatever that means for the Sixers, who knows? But anywhere Danny Green goes, he seems to win, and him and Dwight are going to take some of that knowledge and wisdom that they have learned, especially in the last year playing with a team like the Lakers, and bring it here, because Danny admittedly said himself, with the Lakers, he wasn't really, called on to be that guy, right? He didn't have to teach anybody anything because they already had the big names, the big faces there. So I think now that we are in a situation with 2 young mid-20 stars where we're going to have to take that next level, I think a guy like Danny Green is very important. Yeah, he struggled last year. He struggled in the playoffs. But look, who are we to judge 1 year of a player? Look, I think Danny Green can get back to the 45%, 42% Danny Green. All we need him to do is shoot 40% from behind the arc. Where his impact is being slept on and underrated is the defensive side of the ball and his leadership, his mentorship. You heard it from what he said. Eastern Conference Finals or bust. That is a guy with veteran mentorship and leadership, with that mindset, who's going to come in here and hold people to standards. He's not a Jimmy Butler, but he's going to come in, and once he gets acclimated, like he said today in his press conference, and I'll leave that link down below as well, he's going to get on some guys. He's going to teach. He's going to instruct, almost like a player's coach kind of. But I think Danny Green, as Doc Rivers said a couple days ago best, he's a guy you can plug and play and put him anywhere on the court, and he's going to know his role. He said it in his podcast. He's not going to be that guy, where he has to figure things out, where he has to add things at this stage in his career. No, he's simply a 3-and-D guy. I think that our team has has the ability to be a top 10, top 5 team, as Doc Rivers has been preaching to the media. So at the end of the day, Danny Green is going to be a piece that we can bring in here. I think it was a great trade, and we obviously got the contract off the books. But at the end of the day, Danny Green is going to make this team better. And I believe that. I want to see what he can do. And even if he can't, yeah, $15 million is a lot. But guess what? He's out of here after this year. So this is a guy we can bring in who's going to help our stars who are going to be the future and obviously develop in the next 2 to 3 years as this window opens. But the other thing that Danny Green said that really stood out to me is that he wants to make people better. He wants to make people better, specifically talking about Ben Simmons and the whole shooting thing. Look, that kind of brings us into the next part. We've heard a lot about Ben Simmons, right? We've heard a lot about Ben Simmons. He said that he's been working with new assistant coach Sam Cassell.
A lot of mid-range game, a lot of corner spot up threes, lane threes, finishing around the rim. So a bit of everything. And then more so into training camp after practices and before, getting a lot of shots and reps up.
But look, the willingness, the desire to get better. People keep telling me, right, can Ben Simmons never develop a jump shot? Look, the answer is no. The answer is no for the sake of this team. And that kind of leads me back into the comment that I really liked from Danny Green.
And said I'm challenging not just myself and everybody else around me, but guys like Ben, you know, to ignore that. We don't care about none of that. But and everybody in the basketball world in our league knows who can shoot. But, you know, to put yourself or push the boundaries a little bit more, you know, shoot those threes a little bit more. It'll make us better as a group, as a team. If, you know, they're playing you out on that perimeter, that line, because he's a beast at getting to the rim, using his body, getting to the free throw line, and making plays for us as a group. So I'm interested to see, you know, when he gets comfortable, how far he can take his game to that next level.
This is exactly the mindset that we need here. If you heard, he said we need to get better as a group. We need to play as a group. And I think that Ben Simmons shooting the ball is going to happen much more this year. Look, we can't expect the guy to come out and shoot 8 threes a game. We can't expect him to come out and shoot 10 threes a game. Maybe not even 5 a game. But what we can expect is him to start getting more in his rhythm, getting more comfortable. You can hear just how the way he is handling himself in terms of the media, the way he is speaking, the way he is just much more confident now. And he has said multiple times, Coach Doc Rivers is going to put him in the best situations possible to succeed. Simple as that. There's going to be more spacing on the floor. There's going to be many more abilities for Ben to, you know, slide out to the corner and hit a 3, or slide out to the wing and create a shot, or something like that. Even a 10, 15 footer. There's going to be chances this year because we're going to be running a better offensive system. Now, in terms of Ben Simmons, yes, he has to shoot, because the way teams are going to guard us, you cannot afford to leave guys like Seth Curry and Danny Green open. Yeah, you can make fun of him this past year, but I'm telling you, this is a perfect situation for Danny Green as well, because he gets to come in, implement his mind, and implement his skills into this team. And when you got 2 young stars who are going to draw attention, and you got the spacing that Ben Simmons can create and facilitate with. Look, Danny Green's going to have a lot of open shots as well, but that's my point. Defenses can't stress too much on Danny Green or Seth Curry if Ben Simmons can just keep the defense honest, if he can hold these defenders accountable, if he can just take a jump shot here and there and make sure that a defender has to at least creep in his area, well, this team is going to take that next level up. I believe that Ben Simmons shooting the ball is one of the essential components to this team taking a leap to becoming a championship team. I think he has to do it. In terms of his own career, does he? No. Right? He can be a serviceable big man or 4, whatever you want to do with him, forever without a jump shot. He can be serviceable, but he's not going to take that next level up to becoming a top 10 player in the league. He's not going to do it. And at the end of the day, Ben Simmons has to develop the jump shot, which I think he has. He just has to get more confident and shoot it. But I think Coach Doc Rivers and veteran influences like Danny Green are going to teach Ben how to get into space, how to knock down, and just really how to read a little bit better. And in terms of Ben Simmons, we know he's already a smart player. We know he has developed all all the assets. He has the intangibles. He has the IQ. He just has to be confident and knock it down, man. And I think that Ben Simmons is going to take more this year. I think at the end of the day, Danny Green's going to be a big influence on Joe, on Ben, on guys like that on this team. I think it's essential to note that Danny Green, no matter what he does on the floor, he's going to help in terms of being a locker room guy and help in terms of being a guy that Ben and Joe can rely on, who's been around at 3 different championship locker rooms, who has the experience. No matter what you want to say about him or his disappearance in big time situations this past year or whatever, the last couple years, at the end of the day, Danny Green has had games where he showed up, and overall, he's a guy you can bring in the locker room. Doc Rivers said, we want guys who have won before and guys who can shoot. Danny Green can check those boxes. I want to see what the guy can do first before we just make these, preconceived notions on him and just apply them to everywhere he goes. And for sure, I'm definitely going to be, tuning into his episodes as we go through the season. Maybe we'll even get some more insight on how guys are interacting and all that stuff from Danny. I appreciate him talking for the podcast, for the viewers, and I think he's very well spoken, and it's just very nice hearing a guy like him talk. The last thing I want to say is Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid were ranked on the top 20 list. The list was kind of crazy. You had Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid both getting in the top 20, but not passing through the top 10. Look, it is what it is at this point. We have to go out and prove Joe and Ben are hungry. They are going to get better. And look, the league, like Danny said in his podcast, is sleeping on the Sixers right now. But at the end of the day, all we got to do is keep working ourselves. Let them talk about whoever they want to talk about. We will use our actions to open some eyes. And at the end of the day, I can't wait to see how this team rolls out. I'm seeing these practice videos. Seth Curry, Danny Green, Shake Milton, Isaiah Joe, Ben running downhill, Joel passing out of double teams. It's great, man. I cannot wait. We are just 1 week away from Sixers gameplay in the preseason, man. I can't wait. You guys let me know all your thoughts down below. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.
Perfect.